This is Friend Check, a middle-aged guy screening his Facebook friends through podcast interviews. Throw in some craft beer and a stoner best friend as the Ed McMahon type, and you have a pretty cool podcast.
Joe drinks beer, still smokes weed. They're asking Facebook friends who do you really be? What was your high school mascot? It's a friend check. Let's go deep and explore. Are we just acquaintances or something more? Let's find out. Let's open the friendship door. It's the Friend Check podcast, motherfucker. Who the hell are you? Why are we friends? Should we keep this going or is it time for this to end? It's the Friend Check podcast, motherfucker.
Adrian Parrish is a queer, non-binary poet, storyteller, comedian, and event organizer, and has been a featured performer at Charlotte Pride, Queen City Comedy Experience, Boom Charlotte, and Sensoria Literary Festival.
You know, Facebook, as much as I hate to admit, I'm of a certain age, so Facebook is sort of like the main social media that I use, which is dumb and it sucks. And
It's
Meta,
homeroom. It's just homeroom.
yeah, but it's like, yes, but I still have it. I keep saying, oh man, sometimes it's good. But
Right.
I've amassed all these people that I'm connected to, that I want to be connected to, that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But then at a certain point, you get so many and you're like, shit, who are these people? And why are we
Right.
friends on here? So why are
Right.
we,
Yeah.
you know, so like, if not reaching out and once in a while having a conversation, then why are we connected? Just to see what you had for dinner, or
Right.
just to see your political rants, which now more than ever, I feel like my Facebook is just
Oh, dude.
a list of
it
people's
was-
political rants.
It
It's
is.
just it's
Yeah.
crazy. So maybe this is short lived and maybe it's all going to crumble with the empire. But
Right.
Like the podcast or the
no, just yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, like if Facebook just
Everything. All of the
disappears,
above.
the whole
Okay.
concept. Well, then
Yeah.
the concept will be like, I wonder who I was friends with on Facebook. Like, let's see if I can find these people in the phone book or whatever list it is. But for now, the idea was just to be like, you know, let's see who these people are. Like, why do we connect? Like, we connected once, thinking, okay, in the future, I want to have some discourse with you, or you're valuable enough to me
Right.
that I want to connect again. I don't want this to be a chance encounter. Although sometimes when I look through, I'm like, oh boy, there's a lot of chance encounters. That why did we
Right.
think that was? Why did we think that was going to be a you know? Anyway, that I'm going to have to deal with if they join this. But anyway, and so I'm taking my best friend Steve here along with me, who I grew up with. We've known each other since second grade,
Amazing.
and we became best friends in elementary school when we both were lackeys of the same bully.
Sidekicks.
Sidekicks of the same bully, and that bully moved away. So then we became best friends, and then
Yeah,
yeah.
what else you got? Yeah. Yeah, no one ever talks about what happens to those guys when the bully leaves.
You were just henchmen. And
yeah, we were henchmen. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. This.
I mean,
is
I
the
love the
henchmen.
Venture Brothers.
yeah.
21 and 24.
Yeah, I mean, we can find our way. We're henchmen. So
Yeah.
far, henchman's the best name for what we are. Mutual
No, it
henchmen,
is.
the henchman
Yeah.
podcast. The henchman looking for a leader. So we're interviewing somebody to become our new. Anyway, we've kind of like crossed paths, gotten back together, and gone different ways. He's gotten into the weed. I've gotten into beer. But we both just remain in the
Craft
arts.
beer and very finely grown blah diddy blah. So
Yeah.
we're adults.
But
It's
he's
not
in
ditch
Ohio.
patched.
Yeah, and I'm here in the Charlotte area, and so Steve a lot of times is not. Steve, I feel like you're sort of new to social media, or
Oh yeah, no, I keep myself purposefully ignorant of that bullshit.
Really?
It was homeroom. It was someplace fun to go. I would go in the morning, scroll through shit, wish people happy birthday, and then go on with my fucking life.
Yeah.
And then the political
That's the way
rants.
to do it, man. That's
Yeah, no, it's what the fuck, man.
So
I mean, like people started taking this shit seriously.
yeah. So
Like,
the fact
I-
that you're even on Facebook, I think people are surprised.
Well,
Because
it's
you're
some place where
barely-
people can find me.
Yeah, you're barely on there, but you're there. But
Yeah.
that said, most of the people that come across this thing are going to be new to him because we've kind of got our
Yeah,
own
I
different
don't.
circles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
But this is also the most accepting guy I think I've ever met in my life. Like,
Nice.
if you can't be friends with this guy, then
Well, I mean,
uh,
humans suck, and I accepted that a long time ago. So that's like the first hurdle.
yeah, but
Like,
everybody loves you. You love
yeah,
everybody.
well, that's because I'm fucking human, so I know
Yeah.
I suck. And you know,
But
Okay.
hopefully that'll be the extent of what you hear about us. The rest of this should now be about you and who Adrian Parrish is,
Yeah.
and like your path. I want to know your high school mascot. I want to
he
know like
does high
how
school
you got where
colors,
you
mascot,
yeah
as
you
many as you
are,
can remember.
your
Any
background, your
famous
growing
people that
up.
went to your fucking school, he
Yeah,
Yeah.
loves that shit.
your day to day. Like, what is your day to day? Like, are
I
you?
enjoy breakfast meals.
Yeah,
I spent 30 years in the kitchen.
yeah.
No, I
He's a
haven't cooked
diner
for.
chef. Yeah,
I
Oh,
haven't
really?
cook.
and
Chef's
then
no French.
And then also just
No,
like whatever you want to talk about, like anything that's
Yeah.
on your mind. Like, hey, suddenly I'm into Star Trek: The Next Generation, and you want to talk about that for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
That's cool with us.
Deep
We'll talk about
Space Nine
anything.
is sweet, yo.
Yeah, and that's why he's with me is because he'll pretty much anything I'll bring up to this guy. Hey, I want to try this weird, stupid thing. He'll do it. Like, let's
Yeah.
talk about like Cagney and Lacey for 4 hours. He'll do it. Let's talk
Yeah.
about Deborah Jo Rupp. So anyway, that's kind of where we are. So then connecting and just finding
Tom
out like
Daly.
who you really are, and then giving you a chance also at the end of it to be
Yeah.
like, hey, I know I forced you to do this because we connected on Facebook
Yeah.
10 years ago or whatever, but now's your chance that you can unfriend me and we won't be
Boom.
mad. I
Pull
won't
the
be
ripcord.
upset.
You're
If you
gone.
feel like this has run its
That
course,
simple.
I
Like, okay,
understand.
that was enough.
So part of it is I'm going to kind of jog through what I remember of you and why we're connected. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about this today, and it's kind of my brain is sketchier. The more I drink, the more COVID brain I have, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking blame that, dude.
Yeah.
no, I would have been this way anyway. But
I know.
so let's
You were
start with how we're connected,
Yeah.
because our audience by now should know Steve and I pretty much. But from what I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you remember,
Uh,
I have a very distinct memory of you. The first time getting to know you was outside the Booth Playhouse, and I think you were with, I want to say Kevin. Like, there's another person you were like. I thought you guys were like best friends, and I think later I found out you just knew each other. I think it was Kevin. God damn it,
Patterson.
Patterson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You guys were close.
Yeah.
Like you guys were.
He's one of my best friends. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Hey!
Okay, that's so I got
Yeah,
that
yeah.
part right.
Yeah.
But then I also feel like at that same time there was like a podcast festival we were working on, maybe,
Uh,
and that's when I got wind of that. Might even be how I met Kevin. I don't even remember how I met Kevin, but he also Kevin, Steve, for your information, had a lot of experience. I think from Arizona, right, in a sketch writing group, and I
Yeah.
really wanted to. I still have this goal to recreate like a local Saturday Night Live in Charlotte. I still want to do that. And we
Yeah.
kind of started doing that. We did a sketch project, sketch writers group thing, and we did a little performance and it was fun. It was a lot of work. And then it
Yeah.
just kind of fizzled out and went to nowhere. But so you were involved in all of that or like
Yeah.
you were a writer, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And you wrote sketches as part of that.
Yeah.
Like, so we did this writing group and we met like, I think weekly for a while. And then we decided to go to auditions and audition people. It was all just new
Yeah.
while we're all doing other stuff. And then we did a little show and it was mildly successful in a small room, I think.
Yeah.
I was just excited because it was the first time I had ever written something and seen it on a stage performed
That's
by
cool.
people. And I was
That's
like,
cool.
wow, I wrote that. And
That was super fun.
yeah.
My
So,
words came out of their mouths.
so were you in that show too as a performer?
I wasn't in as a performer. So yeah, so I think I auditioned to perform.
Hmm.
I didn't like the roles I was given.
So you quit?
And then I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling this.
Now, did
But I
you
did
have? Oh, go ahead.
no, I did the sound design for it because we had like kind of
Nice.
sound pieces in between.
Yes, that
that I
okay.
did for it.
That's I'm remembering that now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So
and one of my sketches was in the show as well.
yeah, which one was your
Nice.
sketch? Remind me.
It was the sommelier priest. It was like a priest who like he's serving the blood of
The
Christ, and
communion wine.
during the whole time he's
Oh,
he's like, oh, this one has like notes of like wood and cherry and redemption for all your sins, and
Yeah.
then like like and so there was two priests. One of them was my friend Kevin.
Yeah.
So one of the priests is like this sommelier wine, and the idea is like this is something the Catholic Church is doing to try to bring people in. So they're like giving this like elevated wine experience.
Yes.
But the
An
Yes.
second
elevated communion.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the second
It's no
priest is
longer
getting hammered.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nice.
so like one priest is like being very like intentional about it. The other priest is just getting fucking hammered by the end
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, that was a great sketch. Yes, I
That's
remember now. That's
wonderful.
right. Okay, great. See, that's I. That was a fuzzy part. I was like, you're as a writer and a performer, sometimes you can be so self-centered and
Yeah.
self. And I'm like, geez, I didn't even remember what I do remember. The one with the labyrinth one would being like kind of like the
Oh yeah,
theme
yeah.
of the show, and that was really good. And that was
Yeah, that was fun.
God, I'm picturing the lady who wrote that, who was kind of the director. I can't, I'm forgetting her name too. But that's, yeah. Anyway, so that's
Yeah.
how we know each other. And then so one step from that, so Kevin, so how long have you known Kevin Patterson, who's a friend of mine that introduced us, I'm assuming?
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I'm actually not sure. The podcast and the sketch thing were right around the same time.
Oh yeah,
So
because you had a
Kevin,
podcast too.
yeah. So Kevin and I did a podcast. The first podcast I ever did.
Hmm.
I produced it, I recorded it and produced it. And it was his podcast on. It was a zombie noir podcast. So it was like he was
Yes.
like a noir detective in a
Yeah.
post-apocalypse zombie world.
Oh, that's
It's very like
wonderful.
it's very campy. It's very like it's very like noir, but like
Hmm.
yeah. So he wrote and like did that whole thing, and then I like recorded it and produced it and everything.
Yeah, that was
So
really good. The audio was really good on that. It was like very
yeah.
professionally done. What was that called?
That's
Sam
wonderful.
Samuel Sift, post-apocalyptic detective.
yeah. Is that now, do you know, is that still available out on
It is,
podcast
yeah,
land?
I think so. Like
Okay.
honestly, it's actually kind of it's funny because Kevin and I have both done a lot of shit. It
Hmm.
is like easily by the numbers, easily the most successful thing we've done.
Put a
Like
link.
yeah, I've looked at the podcast recently. It has like I don't actually it's been a while since I've looked at it, but it's like over like 150,000 downloads or something like
No,
that.
well,
Yeah, it's good.
what
I'm telling you, it was good. I remember it
The
being very
what
professional
was the name?
sounding.
What was the name? Sift? What?
Sam,
Samuel Sift,
Samuel Sift,
post-apocalyptic, yeah,
post-apocalyptic
post-apocalyptic
detective.
detective, yeah.
yeah, Steve, that's right up your alley.
God,
You would love
that's
that. Yeah, that's why.
oh yeah,
So I told
no.
Steve with this one, I was like,
Those are a few of
Adrian.
my favorite things.
Yeah. Well, I told him like Adrian is like your kind of guy. Like you're gonna love this guy. Like
Well,
he's like your
Yeah.
I
your
mean, so far so good. His mic is rather nice. I enjoy his beard, his taste in
Thank you.
detective stories.
However, he's a huge Trump supporter. So that's the big
Well, hey,
just kidding. No, yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so that's all okay, so that's right. That podcast was at the same time, and then there was like I feel like a podcast festival, but I also somewhere around that time, I feel like I heard you on a podcast talking about your like religious background and how you kind of changed and or how you kind of evolved and different things
Yeah.
in your marriage, I think. And then, but what was that podcast I would have heard where you talked about that background?
Yeah, so I have a whole podcast. This would have been a couple years later. So
Uh-huh.
this was 2022, 2022, yeah,
Okay.
2021, 2022.
Right in the
Yeah,
middle of
yeah,
pandemic.
yeah. Yeah, so I did a podcast with my best friend. We did
That's
a
right.
podcast called Open Heart Surgery.
Right.
Uh,
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did a podcast where we were so the kind of the hook of it is we were both going through divorces in very separate ways. So
hmm
there's no short way to tell this story, but I'll tell the shortest version of the story.
yeah,
Well, and then
yeah.
we'll get back into it, hopefully. Yeah.
So
So
I
we'll,
was I was married to a woman for 18 years. And then around the pandemic, we both came out as queer.
Okay.
And then she determined she wanted to, or then we both kind of determined we wanted to start kind of explore that and date other people.
Mhm.
And so through the process of that, I mean, like
Found different paths.
yeah, well, yeah, different paths, yeah. So she is still my best friend. We call each other platonic life partners. Um,
Wonderful.
I was literally just at her house today with her.
Oh,
She has a new wife and 3 kids, and I hang out with them all the time.
that's
Oh, that's
beautiful.
Yeah,
awesome.
See,
yeah.
fucking
So
love
yeah,
is love.
last I left off in your story was from that podcast, and I think towards
Yeah.
the beginning,
Mhm.
and you guys were, at least from what I understood, and Steve and I have talked about this on even on this podcast, on other podcasts too, that we're both straight white cis guys, but
Yeah,
we're very open and accepting and
yeah,
learning as old guys, like, you
yeah.
know,
No,
all these different the terms and everything, trying to stay with it and understand. And you were an example in my head of just sometimes people stay together, like they both could be could come out
Yeah.
as queer or different binaries or different whatever, but still stay together at the time, because I think you guys were still together at the time, and of course you
well,
guys were just
friendship,
embarking on your
man.
yeah. But not that you're not together, because you, like you said, you're kind of like best friends, and that's a beautiful thing. I think is like
Yeah,
that you both are. There's no animosity to each other. That you both
Yeah.
discovered that you're both different. Not the way you thought you
Mm,
were, which I think sounds like that's super rare. Like a lot of times you hear like one person discovers something, and sometimes
Yeah.
they remain best friends. But
it was a
uh,
wonderful awakening. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I
you
Totally.
you you
yeah.
shared a bed for so long, you just kind of woke up and you woke up together.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
100%.
and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's
Well, and I think a lot of
wonderful.
that comes from your background, right? So the if you're comfortable talking about this, the
Yep.
Mormon background, right?
No, not
Oh,
Mormon.
not Mormon?
No,
Why did I
Baptist.
think? Sorry, I was totally wrong there.
You're
What was
right.
it? Well,
A Baptist. I grew
That's
up
very different than
oh,
Mormon,
Baptist.
Joe.
I,
fundamental Baptist. Yeah.
but you're
That's
from? Aren't
very
you
different than Mormon, dude.
from the
No,
West?
no.
No.
No,
I'm from the Midwest. I grew up in like an hour south of St. Louis. So
oh yeah, that's
Okay,
now
St.
where.
Louis. I don't know why
yeah.
I
That's,
added a Mormon element in there.
yeah,
Could you quickly just add that to your backstory? No, just
Like,
kidding.
okay,
there's
I
a
think I
brief
know enough about Mormons. I could
Yeah.
split the
a flirtation with Mormonism.
No, I don't know why I thought
I was a fundy
Mormon, but
Baptist, and
yeah.
but you did say very religious, right? Like a very religious
Very
background.
religious, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah,
I grew up and so yeah, to get into the full backstory.
Yeah, let's go to the backstory.
please, yeah, that's why
Let's
we're
go to
here.
from the beginnings.
Yeah, so I grew up super strict conservative Christian, so like Baptist. I went to a Christian school all through growing up. Went to a Christian university. I was a youth pastor for a bit.
Ooh,
Mm.
So I was in it. So I
yeah, no, dude, you
like
were,
I went to I like studied, I like studied it in college and
yeah,
like went out and like
that was a
I
part of your
was
path.
yeah.
Sorry.
And yeah, it kind of just all slowly unraveled. So yeah, it's really interesting thing. So my platonic partner, Charity, she also grew up. We grew up the exact same way. We met in church,
Mm-hmm.
and and we just like kind of slowly unraveled it all together. Like kind of what you said, like this like
Oh,
slow awakening for both of us
yeah.
of just kind of being like coming from a background, so like y'all talking about like very accepting, y'all being very accepting, very open, came
Yeah.
from the exact opposite
Oh
background.
yeah, no, no,
Like,
that is
I was like,
frightening. Like,
it
yeah,
was like we only like
yeah.
fucked
You
with,
smell weird. You better
right?
leave.
It was like if you
But
didn't look like
you
us, talk like us,
Lutheran?
yeah,
Yeah, no, dude.
yeah.
None of
It's like
your
if you
I
didn't
think
look like us, talk like us, like we didn't fuck with you, and we didn't say that,
yeah,
obviously.
you didn't say
yeah,
that
no,
because you
no,
can't
no.
say
That
those words.
was
But that's what I think
that you
fascinates me.
can't, just you don't.
You
Right.
You
don't.
have
Yeah.
the strength and discipline to show your love and faith in God by not dirtying your mouth with those words.
So I think that's what fascinates me the most,
Yeah.
is just that, like, the chances of you evolving to where you
Beautiful.
are seem
Yeah.
slim, because so many
Oh,
people don't, and they just stay in that. But
well,
but I also feel
they're
like
shown a bow that's a knot.
right, yeah, and there's
Yeah.
and I feel like there's probably so many more folks who are just
Mm,
shutting it down. It's a gonna swallow it down, not tell anyone, keep it a secret,
It's
Right.
shut
not
it
a
down,
challenge.
be miserable,
Cross
and
the
then take
bear.
my misery out on everybody else.
Right.
And it's kind of like why we are where we're at, because
Right.
you know,
100%.
in my mind, the
Yeah.
people that think, oh, it's a choice,
Right.
because they've made a choice to shut up and not tell anyone,
Right. Yeah.
and then be
Mhm.
miserable, and then it's like if,
That's what he wants for me.
but why is it so easy for me to
It's
see?
one of my nails. What?
But like, so that's what frustrates me. Is like it's so obvious to me.
But that's the
These people
thing.
are
They're
so closeted and so.
the pain, the cognitive dissonance that it takes to maintain it
Mhm.
causes that pain. And it's an emotional and mental pain that's not diagnosable by
Yeah.
prayer or doctors
Yeah.
of the body.
Yeah.
That, yeah. And that
Yeah.
hurt people.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know,
It's
they're all
terrible.
fucking twisted up like pasta primavera.
So, Adrian, tell us some about how, like, so that's what fascinates me is that I feel like you've escaped. Like you're a rare person who've gotten out of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and it's like, and you're so lucky that your partner also,
Fucking both of you found each other.
Yeah.
yeah.
That in
Like
itself
if
is
you
the
hadn't found
existence
each
of
other,
a
you might,
power we don't fucking understand that
Yeah. No,
believes
it's
love is a
real. It's
love.
real.
yeah,
Yeah.
you might both be
Yeah, dude.
stuck in with other people that shut it down or something if you
That
hadn't
help
found
you
each
shut
other.
it
Yeah.
down. That
No,
help you
100%.
shut
Like
it down.
I think of that,
Uh,
going back to Facebook,
Hmm.
I look at the people I know on Facebook who like the people I grew up with, the people I went to like Bible college with,
Yeah.
and there were crushes in there. There were people
yeah.
interested in there that I'm like, if I had gone a different way, then like, who knows where I'd be. Like, and so
Hmm.
yeah, it's like it's interesting to think about it that way.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was just kind of I think it was a series of things that made me be like, the world does not make sense through these eyes anymore. Like there were just and
Yeah.
it's just like, because, I grew up in a bubble, like I grew up like I went to Christian school, I went to
Hmm.
church, like those are the only people I knew. So
Hmm.
like when I got outside that bubble, then I met these people who were like, I met people who were gay and smoked pot and like were atheists, and then I
Hmm.
was like, oh, these aren't terrible people,
Wait a
like
second. These sinners aren't
these are kind of
evil.
cool. Are they more
What?
accepting than the Christians? Maybe,
Wait a second.
That's
That's
funny.
a good thing they're doing.
right,
They're
right.
showing
I'm
fellowship
just
and
like, oh, they're being
charity.
right. They're being nice to me, and they're not. And then
Yeah.
it's not because they're trying to get out of going to hell. Like they're just being
Yeah.
nice. That's weird,
That's that's
Nice for the
fucked
sake
up.
of being nice. What does
right.
that mean? That's yeah. That's why I always
They
laugh
don't
about the term
have an
radical.
agenda.
These radical liberals. Yeah, these radical liberals that want to feed people like that. Like just oh, we love weed and love. Like
Right, right.
really scared of my radical
But
behavior.
well, we live in a world where there are Christians who believe empathy is the tool of the devil.
Yeah,
That's
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
fucking unfortunate truth.
yeah,
You know, my
Yeah.
sister and her daughter got into an argument because my sister was like a lot of people her age and said, I thought we were past this shit, you know?
yeah.
And I was like, no, dude, they just took off the robes and put on khakis,
Right.
assholes.
Uh,
You know, they made money and bought their way in. What the fuck?
Right.
yeah, there was these U-Haul Proud Boys. Somebody was saying Walker, everybody should carry a
Oh,
padlock with them, and you see a Proud Boys in U-Haul, you just put the padlock on it. Just set like, yes, I don't know,
Great
maybe think of
point.
that. So anyway,
yeah.
so you guys so you start meeting other people, and that's what kind of opened your mind. It's like, oh, these people aren't the devil. These two people
Right.
aren't evil, and that kind of just led one thing to another, and you guys both kind of just expanded your right now. Do you feel like that happened when you moved away from the St. Louis area, or even
Yeah.
before?
Like, how far
So
did you have to move?
yeah, so I bounced around a bit. So
Okay.
actually I lived so from there I went to a Bible college in like Tennessee.
Okay.
And it was a little bit like halfway through that I met Charity.
Mhm.
And then we went to you may know Liberty University.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
yeah.
Yeah. That's where we went to college.
That's
So,
where you went to college.
Oh,
Okay, so that's
yeah.
okay.
so
That's
I'm
some
excited.
shit, yo.
Yeah. So
That's
some shit.
my son is 19 now, and he's just going to community college now, and he's now as liberal as you can get. But he had a period of like 2 or 3 years in junior high where his friends were all evangelical Christians, and he
Oh wow.
decided he's going to go to Liberty, and
Kids
he's like,
rebel, man.
and he
Kids
was like
rebel.
arguing with my wife and I, who were very liberal about
Oh my god.
politics, and became like a Trumpy guy. But luckily, he was like 11, and I was like, oh my god, what if he never
I
gets
wanted
out
to
of
be
this?
Alex P. Keaton.
He's
man.
Alex P. Keaton, is what I was saying.
I
Yeah,
wanted to be Alex P. Keaton when I was a kid.
Yeah.
yeah.
Until
And
I
so,
started to read up, it's like, wait, this is all bullshit. What the fuck?
yeah, you was Alex P. Keaton. It's hilarious. But anyway,
Hey,
Liberty was the place.
I
They were
have
going to Liberty,
six.
and we are like, you are not fucking going to Liberty University. And so but there was a point where I read up on it, and I've like read something about like the narrative is like there's all these like evangelical Christian kids that are forced to go there, and then they all
Yeah.
like rebel, and then they're all just like the worst crazy shit they're doing because they're rebelling against their parents and stuff. So I'm interested in hearing your experience at Liberty, if it was like that, or was it not like
That's
that,
your
or like
story.
what did you what yeah, tell us your story. And what was the mascot at Liberty? Is there a mascot?
The mascot
And
at Liberty University. Yeah. The mascot is actually they're the Liberty Flames,
Oh,
which is kind of gay.
yeah, I'm saying
yeah,
it's pretty gay.
yeah,
It's kind of
yeah,
closeted.
yeah. No, that's
But it's the Flames, but but the actual mascot's an eagle because
okay.
America, it's like
Yeah,
Oh,
no, that makes
America,
sense.
America.
Dude,
Yeah.
American evangelicism is
right.
some fucked up mammonism.
Yeah. Yeah. So my experience with Liberty, I was honestly pretty tame. But it
Cool.
was like I went there. I mean, at the time I went there, I mean, I was there wasn't quite. I wasn't just fresh out of high school, so I was in my early 20s, like
Okay.
Mm,
when I first got there, and then I was married. Charity and I got married pretty early on.
mm.
Nice.
To me going there, so I was like off campus, so I wasn't
Yeah,
really
no, you were like
super
adulting
into it.
through it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was so I am old enough that I was there when Bush got elected the second time.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
and I may or may not
mm.
have voted for him.
I'm
Adrian,
But
sure you did. Yeah.
I actually one of the moments I think about is I remember going to, so we were supposed to go to, we had this chapel like 3 times a week that we were supposed to go to. It was
Uh-huh.
like 10 a.m. on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I think. And like it was like so the whole entire university came in, someone preached.
Mm.
It was like the whole thing.
Yeah.
I didn't go often because I didn't really, because I was off campus, so I could get by with it.
You're saying
Yeah.
every Monday and Wednesday, Friday was chapel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, like so basically
Yeah.
a whole
Like
other
motherfuckers are serious about
a
church.
whole
Yeah,
other
well, yeah.
college course.
Yeah, yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
So like, but I remember I went to chapel.
Indoctrination.
I
Sorry.
went to chapel the day after Bush got elected, and you would have thought Jesus had come back, and like the place
Oh,
was just
man.
erupted, and like I was conservative, I had voted for Bush, and I was still
Uh,
like,
a
this
little
is a
put on. I was
little
like,
much.
There's a little
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I
No,
was like, I mean, like, I'm like, I agree with him, and I don't think
I'm a
this
fan, but not.
right.
Wow, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of started unraveling is like kind of that nationalistic
Mm.
tie into Christianity was I was just like, it doesn't make sense that like being American and being Christian are that tied together, you know?
Yeah. No,
So
I mean,
that
I
made me
mean,
start questioning things
yeah.
initially. So
Really? So
yeah.
the nationalism of it
Well,
Yeah.
set off
it's
a
when
flag.
when
Yeah.
it's that obvious,
Yeah.
like if you're aware enough of if you can read and I'm not going to say anything without it sounding insulting, but when it's like in your face like that,
Right.
it's like when we were kids watching GI Joe, there was a level of us that knew it was a commercial.
Right.
Right.
Like
Right.
we were aware that it was a commercial, but we were
Right.
still down for the story.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about American evangelicalism
Oh my
is
God, that's such a great analogy. Yeah.
yeah, it's just fucking
I like Christianity as a commercial for
they
for
fucking
The Republican
Dude,
Party.
every few
Yeah.
years they come out with a new pitch. This past one was he gets us. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, motherfucker, that's this thing.
Yeah.
It's like that
Yeah.
state sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, all right,
that's
I'm
yeah.
right that like fucking Joe went through a phase where he'll just start USA chants when we were in college.
Mhm.
Just fucking randomly at a bar, start a bar chanting USA. And it is fucking frightening.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Man.
I wasn't expecting
Like
what
every time it
my
would happen, I'd be like, yeah, fuck.
yeah, and I didn't do it for any kind of nationalism reason. Like my
you
thing
just
was
did it
making
to
fun of 80s
Dude,
wrestling where that was a
yeah.
thing. Like you would
Hacksaw
just
Jim
yell
Duggan.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, you
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the fact that
Yeah.
people would chant that and you could get a chant going pretty
Right,
easily.
Yeah.
And then I found in bars like you can pretty
Yeah,
much
dude.
get a chant going anywhere in
Yeah, dude.
America.
It was
You
he was
know?
practically a fucking conductor sometimes. Just
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm
Fucking
like, what did I
leave.
just do? Like,
Right.
why did I start this USH? Really
Yeah.
just like this. Oh, look at all this power I have. I can get the whole bar. But if I had them chanting, anal beads, they're not going to do that. They're going to look at me like I'm crazy.
They may, dude.
Yeah.
They
Well,
may.
depending on where you are.
maybe
No. Yeah, I mean,
USA chant.
like duck season, rabbit season. There's a level of truth in that, man.
So,
Yeah.
okay, Liberty University where's that located? Is that Tennessee? Is that Tennessee?
That's in Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
That's, yeah, Lynchburg, Virginia.
But you went to a Bible college before that?
Yeah, I went to a very small Bible college before that, like right
Do
outside.
they have a mascot?
Right
Did
outside
they
of
have a
where?
mask? Knoxville.
Oh, Knoxville. Gotcha.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had a mascot too?
I don't remember them. I don't remember their mascot.
Let's back
no.
up real quick before we get out of this. Your high school, did that have a mascot?
Yeah, because when you mentioned high school mascot, I was like, yeah, that's a gold one. It was the Crusaders.
What?
Oh,
Now, was this a
like a
religious
fucking
was this a
knight with
religious
a
school?
Templar cross and all that
Yeah,
shit.
this is a religious school. Yeah.
Oh,
Catholic,
I was
like
like, I make the joke now that I guess the Nazis were too far, but it's like,
yeah, no, it's,
we're like
Nazis a bit
we'll go with
much.
a more historical like domestic terrorist
Yeah.
racist group.
yeah.
Yeah, we were the Nazis. I can't wait till I come across someone and say, "Oh yeah, we're the Nazis. We're the Saint Thomas Nazis or whatever." So we're close. This is the closest we've gotten to Nazis. So, so now, as a high school kid, what were you like? Like, what were you? Were you just like? Was it just Bible type of stuff, the same way as school? And then was there sports? Is there like chess
Yeah.
club? I mean, what's your day to
Is
day?
there
What's
chess
Adrian
club?
like? What's high school Adrian like?
We
Yeah,
didn't
so
have
high school
chess
Adrian-
club.
I did. It was a very small school, but I did everything I could. So like I played basketball. I was, it was middle Missouri, so basketball country, Midwest
Yeah.
basketball country,
Okay.
So I
Well,
played
you
basketball.
can't tell, Steve, but Adrian's a very tall gentleman.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am 6'2", yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That is very tall compared to me.
Well, I thought you were taller than that because I'm short. So I thought you were like 6'4" or something. But
Yeah,
so
dude, we're not tall.
you can dunk, right? Basketball.
I could.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah,
Which
see?
was incredible.
Got some ups, yo.
For the small Christian schools that I we played, I was a giant. And,
Yeah.
and I'm fine. I'm
Did you ever slap the floor?
I was like,
Yeah.
you put me in a pickup game against, normal high schoolers, I was fine. But
Yeah.
I was great in the Christian school.
So, and the other thing is that Steve doesn't know, and the audience doesn't know if they don't know you, is that you're a poet. You're a very skilled poet. Were you doing this kind of stuff in high school, poetry?
Yeah, that's kind of where I got started with everything, honestly. It's really interesting because I'm a performer now, and I do credit a lot of that to growing up in church. I performed in church all the time.
Oh yeah. You
so
said be
I-
in front of people, man.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was very comfortable in front of people. Any type of play or skit that they had, I did. I wrote. I was writing stupid Christian skits back in
Nice.
the
Dude. Man,
Like-
you were making a skill set, yo.
No, absolutely. It's so funny to think of. But yeah, so I started performing, but I was in high school. which
Yeah.
is like a really interesting thing. So I went from that. So I went from that, and I was performing all through. Like I would like sing in church, and like was part of like worship bands and all that
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah, dude.
And then like I really quit. Like what like that was like my outlet was going to church and performing.
Mhm.
And then I didn't. This is jumping ahead, so we can jump back and forth.
Yeah, we go anywhere.
Yeah, dude.
But I didn't really start performing again until I moved to Charlotte. I
Okay.
like started getting involved
Wow.
with performing here,
Nice.
and I hadn't done it in years since because like I had quit going to church, 10 years or so before I moved here.
Okay.
So like I got on stage for the first time, not in a Christian church capacity, and I was like, oh right, I just like doing this. Like it wasn't
Right. It's not
it
church
wasn't
related. Yeah.
Oh,
right. I
that's fucking
didn't
beautiful, dude.
right. I was like, I didn't actually care that God got the glory. I
Yeah,
actually
it's not the subject matter. It's not the subject matter, dude.
But you
yeah,
might not have ever
Fucking
discovered that if you
exactly.
hadn't had the church background.
exactly.
So it's
And
like there's this whole thing about like we are who we are for a reason,
Right.
and
Yeah.
even if you denounce the thoughts and beliefs that made you who you are, you still needed those. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the framework was there. There's nothing. If it weren't for church, we wouldn't have fucking light. We wouldn't have
well,
fucking writing. We wouldn't have fucking Galileo. The church has given a lot. It's just a lot of people fuck it up. You
Yeah.
know.
yeah. Well, I have like a
So
loose theory that like none of it was ever supposed to be taken seriously. Like
yeah,
there's some
no.
loss in
Jesus
translation
was
between
funny, dude.
cavemen and us, and it was all like theater. And then
Theater
everybody
became
died, and there's one person left, and he thought it was real. And then the new people came along, and
die.
they're like,
Fucking
"Oh
you
yeah, this is
just
real." Wait, that's all
I
just a
can do it
play.
with actual history. I can prove what you're saying with actual history because
Yeah,
fucking theater came before church because
yeah,
religion was in your heart and in your home, and that was fucking fine.
Oh
yeah,
my
You
yeah.
God, I love
know?
that. I love that interpretation. Yeah, that totally tracks.
One,
Yeah.
I can already see things happen. Like I already know what's going to happen in the future. There's going to be some asteroid that wipes out everybody except for like three dumb guys, and then the Earth will repopulate. I don't know whether it's aliens or
And they're
whatever.
gonna
And
dig up and they're gonna find the Scientology vault or
no,
the
they're gonna
Mormon
no.
mountain.
No, they're gonna think Star Wars is real. Like they're gonna think Star Wars
Yeah.
is boy,
Oh,
why?
it's gonna you're gonna have some people that are gonna believe Star Wars is real, and
Right.
other people are gonna believe Star Trek is real, and
Yeah,
that's what the
right.
fuck they're gonna fight about.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be the
yeah.
fundamentalist Jedis
Or
against.
or maybe it's just
Yeah.
growing pains is the only thing that survives, and
Oh,
that's
we would be lucky if it
somehow
was the wisdom of fucking the Seaver clan,
the Seavers.
the
Anyway.
lesson of Dr. Seaver.
So, oh gosh. So you went from Missouri, small Bible college in Tennessee, or you're the Crusaders, and then you don't remember that college. Then you were in Liberty, which is in Virginia.
Oh,
Uh,
They're the
so,
Eagles and the Flames.
but you said you had mentioned that you had stopped going to church before you moved to Charlotte. So when you're done with college, you're married to you say Charity? No,
charity. Yeah.
Charity. Yeah, you guys are married. You're done with college. What happens then? Like how there's a gap for me from there to I
Sure,
met you
yeah.
in Charlotte. So
I went to college again actually for
oh,
is where some of this other stuff picks up. So I went to college at Full Sail University in Florida. I
okay,
went to, I went to college for audio production,
okay.
which is
Boom.
where all the podcast stuff and
Podcast
all
stuff
that
comes
comes
in.
in.
Yeah, the microphone and the windscreen and all that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, $25,000
Well, now
later.
what part of Florida is that? Is that
It's right outside of Orlando, so
Orlando? Okay.
Winter Park. Yeah.
And what's the mascot there? That's
Got for Full Sail. I have no idea.
did you
That-
play?
that-
Boats,
Do they have a football team?
regattas.
no, it's like entirely a tech school.
Oh,
So
it's like a tech. Yeah, it's like a
yeah.
yeah.
So it's like if you're going there for audio recording or video game design
I see. Got you.
Yeah.
or film.
Okay.
So like it was
But
like
do they have an esport team now?
what's that?
Do they have an esport
They
team?
probably do have an esport
They
team.
probably
Nice.
do.
That
So
feels
there's
like-
gonna be a mascot.
yeah,
for
that feels
this-
like that.
Now your
I
wife
mean, maybe
is,
not then, but maybe now. So
well, are you
Yeah.
married at this point? Did you get married at this point?
yeah,
We were
Yeah, you
married.
got
Yeah,
married
yeah.
while you were in college.
Yeah.
So she's with you in Florida?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
she what is she going to school?
So she was working at a college. So she was working at a college at the time, like a community college. She that's kind of where she was at the time.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
She
Okay.
was so from there we moved to Chicago area, Chicago
Ooh,
suburbs.
that's cold.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's right. So you moved to Chicago. Now, what year is this about, would you say?
So we're in 2008,
Okay.
2009.
Gotcha. So the only reason I asked because I was in Chicago, and I think we've probably talked about this
I feel
because
like we
now
did.
it's all coming back to me now that
Yeah.
you were in Chicago because I was there from 99 to 05, 04.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So we missed each other. But
Yeah.
and then what part of Chicago did you move to?
So we were in the northwest suburbs. We kind of floated around the northwest suburbs, but
Okay.
like went from like Crystal Lake to like Schaumburg to
Okay.
like Mundelein, if you're familiar with any of that, like Libertyville, if you're familiar with.
Yeah, Schaumburg, I know pretty well. We used to go out there every once in a while. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, real quick. Full Sail University,
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
mascot is a Douglas DC-3 airplane.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. I
There
had
was a
the
weird
United
thing where
Mounted
they were
too.
called Full Sail, but there was like a plane on everything.
Yeah,
Kind of like
Uh,
that never quite made sense to me, but I never asked, you know. So I was like, what does
yeah.
this have to do with sailing?
Well,
Why is there
it started out as a recording studio in Ohio, in Dayton, Ohio, I think, and
hey.
then they
interesting?
moved to Florida in 1980.
Okay.
That's a crazy little, yeah, but audio design and I don't know why they have an airplane. I'm sure there's a
Well, if they
reason.
started out in Dayton,
Yeah,
Dayton's big with fucking flying shit.
aviation. Yeah, maybe
Like
that's.
Yeah.
that's one of the dumbest fights in Ohio is what part of Ohio is more important to the aeronautics industry.
Okay, so you moved out to the suburbs of Chicago. Was there a reason you moved there? Was there a job there?
Yeah. So actually that's what I moved out to. We moved out to
Oh,
work at a church. So we
oh,
were
okay,
so this is what I was like a youth pastor at a church.
got you.
Um
Because that was still
and
important to you at that
Ding the
time.
it
young.
was like it was interesting because things were kind of unraveling for me at the time.
Okay.
We went to this church that was it was a very non-traditional church.
Hmm.
So it was kind of like it feels in retrospect, it feels like it was like a last grasp
The
at like,
last ditch
Yeah.
effort to
yeah,
remain
right,
where I came from.
right,
Now,
yeah,
This
now
is
as
my
it's
only
unraveling,
path to God I know is through this building.
yeah.
now as it's unraveling for you, is it a lot just like you're keeping it internal a lot, or is it also unraveling for your wife at this time yet, as far as you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. No, it was for both of us. Yeah, we would talk about it all the time.
Oh,
We
you would
like,
talk about it. So you both
yeah,
were in this
Good.
journey together. That's cool.
yeah. We were at the point where we went to church sometimes. Like we didn't go a lot. So like so it was kind of funny because we went from this place where we were like, we're not sure we want to go to church anymore to like, let's go
Oh.
work at a church. And like, so she got a part-time job at the church too.
Yeah, so
Uh,
it's kind of like a let's double down and get back into it and see if this
yeah,
gets rid of these feelings type of thing.
yeah.
Resparks our
Yeah.
flame, fills our
This is
chalice.
this is fascinating to me. This is really fascinating because
So,
I know just somebody who grew up without
He's
like
a faithless heathen. You know,
I
he
I
bathes in
can
the
tell
blood
it's
of
about
innocence.
so much, but
I mean we went to we went to Episcopal church like growing up like on Christmas every once in a
yeah.
while Easter and then but my grandfather was like a I don't know if he's a deacon or whatever, but he was like the guy that wears the robes and welcomes you and
Uh,
puts out the little plate for you to give money to. So he was
yeah,
into it, but we weren't. And my dad later found religion and became like a Lutheran. He was a deacon. He became a deacon, which for a long
okay,
time. Yeah. So, but not that I'm not anti, and I'm not like, what's church,
right.
but at the same time, I remember being in like high school and me and my brother looking at at the chants we have to like read, like the brainwashing of like, I
Yeah, yeah,
am a sinner, I am awful, please forgive me, I'm a terrible person, God's
right,
great and I suck. And I was kind of
right,
like,
right,
what are we supposed to be? What do we do wrong? Like, why are we should we feel so
right.
bad about each other?
The
Like,
fundamental thing is that you feel terrible about
yeah,
yourself.
yeah. The fundamental thing is as long as you
This
recognize
is
like
a great way to start.
you're a piece
Yeah.
of shit and everything you do is wrong, and just
Right.
apologize and you're cool. It's fine.
Right.
It's like, oh, so I can just do whatever I want as long as I apologize here. That's it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it's all bullshit. And we're like, why are we doing this? And then
Right.
anyway, so for me, like, it's hard for me to but I've been very lucky. I wasn't indoctrinated. I don't want to say indoctrinated. Well, maybe I do. But like
Yeah.
you were, where you've had it like
Yeah.
just kind of this is your choice. This is what you are.
Yeah.
And so I imagine your family was all like this too.
Yeah, they still very much are.
They
Yeah.
still are. And
Yeah.
is there are you in touch with them or is it just like a
Yeah, like I see them like once, I don't know, like once a year ish probably. But if it's not once a year, that's fine. Like I talk to them every once in a while.
Yeah, but there's
Uh,
no hard feelings.
I wouldn't say that.
No. Oh, you wouldn't say that there's not. Okay.
No, I would. I mean, they think I'm going to hell for sure.
Well,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, dude, I mean, yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I came out on when I came out on as queer, I came out to queer as my family actually on Facebook because that wasn't a conversation I really wanted to have with them. So I was like, they find out what everyone else finds
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And my mom blocked me on
What?
Facebook. Yeah, like
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's
which
a
is
whole
good.
podcast. That's the title of a whole podcast. My mom blocked me on Facebook.
My mom blocked me on Facebook.
That's a good, yeah.
It was good, honestly, because it was like, because I would like hate read her like Facebook.
Oh, that's not healthy, dude. Yeah, no, that is.
I would be like,
Yeah.
Trump would do something. I'd be like, let's see what my mom has to say.
Fuck it.
It was never good.
She got bio.
Yeah, so she
Yeah.
does. So she like when she blocked me, I was like, yeah, that's probably best.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
was
it's probably
you know.
good. Yeah.
See, she doesn't even look out for her boy, even in that. know? Mothers can't help themselves sometimes.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
you're in the suburbs, you're working for a church,
yeah.
and then the final nail in the coffin comes because
The church
or not.
fired.
They fired you.
Yeah.
Fuck them motherfuckers.
They just saw the path you were going down.
2009, in 2009, which
You didn't
you
smell
remember
right.
was the middle of a recession. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were so interesting thing about the church. So the reason we chose to work for this particular church was it was a very community oriented and like kind of
Yeah.
it was a very like what's the word I'm looking for? They did a lot of good in the community. Like they did a
Good,
lot
yeah.
of food banks. It was a church that was really like out in the community and like doing good things, not
Yeah.
just trying to get people to come to their church or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So which is the reason that we became a part
Churches
of
are
it.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But through the process of that, they were basically hemorrhaging money, basically.
Oh.
So they fired us from the church. So Cherry and I were both working at the church. They fired us, and then they shut down like within 6 months because they had no money. So,
Oh shit. Yeah.
but the way
Wow.
they handled
Yeah.
it was like really shitty. I mean, like
Yeah.
we had moved up there. I literally worked there for 6 months, and like we had,
Wow.
our entire life up there, and we were making shit money.
Yeah, working for a church.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they fired me for like some bullshit reasons, and it
Oh.
was just kind of like, so that was kind of
You'd expect. If a church is gonna fire you, you want them to be like fucking of all fucking places to fire you. You don't want them to have bullshit reasons.
right.
You know.
Right. It was
Yeah.
just
Give the bullshit.
I was just
reasons
like
to the
having
press.
worked
No, he
many
wasn't.
jobs.
You know.
Having worked many jobs, like I kind of feel like you should never really be surprised that you get fired, like it should be
Yeah.
like hey, you've done this and this and this if you don't do better. And like there were like a few of like, hey, I think you should manage these events a little bit better. And I was like, okay, that's valid feedback. I'll work on that. And then like
Yeah.
2 days later, it was like, you know what?
You're
Never
fired.
mind. We're not gonna. I mean, I know you didn't have any way to show us you improved, so fuck
Right.
off.
Yeah.
But then later it turned out that like, I was like, they just didn't have the money to pay me.
It's no hard. Yeah, they didn't. They just handle it shittily and didn't
Right.
come clean. So you lose the jobs of the church, and so what do you do at this point? Are you both like panicked, or what's the?
Yeah, so I ended up working. So I started working at an Apple store.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so like so like that because of my background, I was always good at computers.
Yeah.
And
Audio
yeah,
background.
so
Yeah.
I went to school. So I learned all the Apple software and everything for like doing an audio and video production. So like I was really good at all that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ended up getting a job at an Apple store, which actually ended up into what I'm doing now, which is a career in technology. So like
Oh,
that was kind of like the first step
Nice.
of one, my starting to work in technology, and two, that's actually kind of where we started meeting different types of people.
mhm.
'Cause,
Oh,
because
nice. Yeah.
it was a really interesting place because it attracts like very creative people, and we were in the suburbs of Chicago, so it was people from all different types of backgrounds.
Yeah.
And so like I said, like we kind of went through like I met like I like made my first like gay friends, like and I met like
Yeah.
Muslims and like and I was just like, and again, like these were like really good people. These were people I was
Yeah.
working with every day. We became friends, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh, like these are good people. Like these
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
like genuinely are like good people out in the world, being good people. So
And
like
I've been
it's
taught all
that,
this time that they are the devil,
right.
right? So it's like,
Right, so that coincides with that, and and I had just gotten fired from a church, so
Yeah. Yeah. Who fired you for bullshit reasons and they
right,
were just covering their own ass because they
yeah.
mismanaged their money.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So that
That
was
is
kind of,
that.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's kind of what led me towards and also led me like started I made a lot of creative friends, so like just kind of led me towards like more creativity and more yeah, like more creativity and more technology, more just being
Nice.
more open to the
Bringing the two
world.
together and getting more out of the world and yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
becoming
a
an
lot of
engine for
sense.
positivity. That's
Yeah, it makes
nice.
a lot of sense. Chicago is it's a really big city. I think people forget how big of a city it
Yeah.
is. Like,
Yeah.
and in the suburbs too, I'm sure. But like when I moved there in '99, I guess I didn't realize how small town Toledo, Ohio was and Bowling Green was
Mhm.
until I
Yeah.
got there. Like I hadn't met a Jewish person, I don't think, until I went to Chicago. And I was like, oh yeah, we don't have Jews in Toledo, Northwood. And in Toledo, I'm sure
Well,
did, but Northwood didn't have any Jewish people like the small school I went to.
Yeah.
But everybody that
oh,
was in my
fetch
improv
X.
troupe, huh? Oh, was she? Maybe they are
Oh
Jewish
no,
and we
no.
didn't
All I
talk
know
about it.
is that like me and her were the ones that were running around wishing people happy Yom Kippur and shit like that.
That's maybe she
She was
was
the only other
Jewish.
she was the only other person that knew non-Christian holidays. So,
but then I was in
yeah.
an improv troupe and like everybody was Jewish and I was like, I can't believe all you guys are Jewish. And they were like, yeah, Jews. They were like, Jews in entertainment. What a surprise. And I was like, well, you got to realize where I'm from. Like I'm from this small town in
Right.
Ohio, and it was like, but
Yeah.
then it was like I was just excited to know all the
We're from
Jewish
the town
people.
that Cleveland makes fun of.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, so
Yeah.
and that's what they say. You go to a big city or you go to a
Yeah.
college and you change your views,
Yeah.
and then that's why the right wants to stop anybody from traveling and stop anybody from going to school.
Right.
No more college, ban colleges, and
Well,
but
only un-American ones.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy shit. But so like I think everybody should just travel the world and
Right.
live with other people.
We're slowly becoming a comic book from Britain in the 90s, man.
Hopefully not.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
hopefully.
so you're at the Apple store. You're in the suburbs. Now, how long are you there before you? Is that where you come to Charlotte from there?
Yeah, I came to Charlotte from there. So like
Okay.
we lived there for 7 years.
Okay. Got tired of the cold, or what's
Got
the?
tired of the cold. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Chicago's a beautiful. I like to say it's like the best city in the world from May to November.
Yes. Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
unbearable the
But
rest of
then
the
it's just
time.
like ridiculous. So
That
remind me,
co-
did you do like Second City or
so
IO
yeah.
or
So I took classes at the Players Workshop at Second City when I got there. It was like
okay,
my class was actually the last class of the old Players Workshop that was supposedly the training group of Bill Murray and all those guys before Second City, started their own training. So I mean Second City
okay,
had already started their training, but the Players Workshop, the original training was barely holding on when I got there, and I took the last class, and then it ran to the ground. So my class is the last one of supposedly the old train with Joe Forsberg and all that. So we took that training, and then I did some work at the playground and IO. I was on a team on each one of those places. But then I did theater also. And when I was in Chicago, I did a little bit of improv here and there, and I was doing that, and then I started doing theater, and I became sort of involved in a theater called fuck, what's the name of it now? It was above a church. God dang it. The Performance Loft was the name of it, but I can't remember what the group was called now. Anyway,
Golden
but
Shower.
it was mainly they did mostly African American shows, and so I
Okay.
became sort of like the token white guy. Like in all the shows, I was like the racist white guy, or whatever it is. But a good friend of mine who would now the guy who ran it, Stephen Turner, has moved to Thailand and runs the only English speaking theater in I think in all of Thailand, maybe not all of Thailand, but he's in Chiang Mai.
Okay.
So I know he's the only English speaking theater in Chiang Mai. And so he just does theater there and runs the theater. He moved there because he loved weed and was losing the theater in Chicago. And so that was kind of like the last thing I did is sort of doing that type of thing. And then we moved back to Ohio for a little bit and then down to Charlotte,
Okay.
again, escaping the weather. And at that point I had kids and my in-laws lived here. And so they wanted
Yeah.
us to be close. But, so I got here in 2012. And about what year did you get here?
2016.
Okay, so yeah, it goes to like 4 years later. I met Adrian. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So you came. So did you find a job down here? At that
Yeah,
point?
so I moved on. So the reason we chose this place is to be closer. Well, we wanted to get out of Chicago, and it was just kind of time to leave.
Yeah.
But we chose a place that was somewhat closer to Charity's parents,
Okay.
which is ironic now because we don't talk to them.
I'm not laughing at the family dysfunction. I'm just like
Family's
in your face.
It's funny. It's ironic.
Yeah, I know. It's
But
ironic.
But yeah, so like we moved down here to be close. So they live in like Greenville, South Carolina area. So we were
Okay.
like, we'll be close to them, but not like too close,
Yeah.
And Charlotte was like the biggest city, kind of nearby.
Yeah.
So we ended up moving here. Didn't really know anyone.
Really?
Um, so yeah, so moved here, got a job in tech. I got a job like I was doing like help desk support.
So you didn't even know Kevin Patterson?
Did not know. I met Kevin. So I met Kevin 3 months into moving here. I met Kevin in a group called Charlotte Storytellers.
Yes. Yeah. That's the other thing. Charlotte Storytellers, which I want to, I don't know, be part of that or
Yeah.
I don't know, but I knew you were involved with that. That's right. You and
Yeah.
Kevin were. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
moved down here. So at
Yeah.
the time I was not, so like I said, at the time I had not performed. I was not performing. But
Right.
I was a writer. So like I wrote on my own. I wrote like short stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was looking for a writing group. And I found the storytellers group. And it wasn't really what I was looking for, but I ended up going, and just met it was just a really cool group of people.
Yeah.
Like
Nice.
intergenerational, racial. It was like a very like cool group. So it was kind of, the format of it was kind of like, I don't know if you're familiar with like the Moth
Yeah.
podcast.
The
Yeah,
Moth
yeah.
Radio Hour. That's why I love.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. It's just like that. And I think I went to a couple events, but I didn't. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just it's on my radar. I want to I'm
Yeah.
into that stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole new group of people now. I haven't been part of it for a while, but
okay, that's what I was
it
going to
was,
ask. Yeah.
So fuck them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
fuck them.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
They're
Things
still,
change.
it's still. I went to. They did a show last year that I went to, and it was good.
It's still good stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Storytelling is cool. I think that's.
Well,
Yeah, I
sorry.
concluded recently that I think because I've tried stand up here and there, and I'm like, I think I'm okay. Every once in a while, I'll put together a perfect set. I'm like, oh, that kicked ass,
Yeah,
and I'll forget it, and then I'll just like, shit, I didn't write that down anywhere. Why didn't I? But it's like, but stand up is so. there's something about stand up I don't like, and I haven't put my finger on it. It's just like it's like not genuine or something, or it's like always looking
Well,
for a
no,
joke.
you've
Like
seen the art form, so it's just finding how they use that art form.
well,
Right.
and the way they judge it is like, if you're not getting a laugh every
Right.
this many seconds,
Oh yeah, no,
you
fuck
failed.
them. That's
And
just
it's like,
you adding metrics to art never fucking pans out,
Right.
well, and then that's the thing. They don't. I don't know if
Seriously.
it's. It feels like it takes the art
Well,
away, and then it's like,
it
well,
does.
that's just stand up. That's why I think storytelling is more my thing. It's like I just like that's what this is. I mean, this is basically
Right. Yeah.
storytelling. We're
Yeah.
just hearing Adrian's life story and then just talking about it. It's like that's why I like podcasts. But
Right.
I don't know. That said, okay, so you get here. You're still churchy when you get here, though. Still
No, I've we've the we were probably I was probably what, like 5, 6 years removed from that. Yeah, I don't think I hadn't
okay.
gone to church in
So in
years
the
at that.
Chicago area, you gave that all up,
Yeah,
and okay, and
yeah,
then realized that okay, there's normal people that are gay people aren't
right,
evil, and so
right.
giving that up. So by the
There's
time you
other
moved to
paths to good.
Charlotte,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so Charlotte didn't have
So yeah, so like
anything.
and right, no, Charlotte did not. The I didn't expect to come to the Deep South and get more liberal and progressive
Well, I
though.
mean,
Okay,
Charlotte's a
that is weird. Yeah,
capitalist. Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
but I moved here and I joined the Storyteller group, which had a lot of
yeah,
just progressive folks, a lot of queer folks,
yeah,
and it was just kind of so and storytelling is just naturally you're hearing the stories that come out of stories of, I mean, everything from stories of oppression to stories of queer joy to stories of you're getting the whole gamut of these worlds that maybe I had been familiar with and had touched upon some, but
yeah,
getting more and more hearing more about them and just
it's
learning.
just like seeing more of the sky, man.
Exactly, yeah,
yeah.
You know?
yeah.
So at this point, had you discovered that you were queer yet, or was that in Charlotte?
No, yeah, no, that happened in 2020.
Okay,
So yeah, kind of mid-pandemic, yeah.
okay,
So, so it was kind of interesting. So we started doing storytelling, and then branched out from there. So which is around the time we met, because we
yeah,
started. At the time I was just for a while. I mean, this is still actually kind of true. I just kind of just started throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
I started performing, and I was like, "This is my shit. I love this."
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So then I started making podcasts, started doing sketch.
Mhm.
I did some improv, made some films,
Yeah.
uh,
Nice.
some theater, so just kind of tried everything.
Yeah, you were trying
Nice.
everything at the time. Yeah, I think when I met you, yeah. Now I'm kind of remember Kevin, I think introduced you as you were his sound guy, right? For
Yeah, yeah.
Samuel
Samuel
Snift
Stiff. Yeah.
Sift.
Yep.
Samuel
Sif.
Yeah.
Sift. I
Sif.
can't say it, Sift.
Samuel Sif.
Which was very good. Like
Post-apocalyptic
that.
detective.
Yeah, I listened to that whole thing, I think,
Nice.
back when that came out. I remember being excited about that
Yeah.
and just marveled at how good it was. And of course I know a lot of the people that performed on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was just really well done. So yeah, okay, so back to you. So when you're discovering and so still married, no more church,
Right.
storytelling's kind of bringing these thoughts out of you,
Yeah.
feelings. Yeah.
And then kind of in the middle of the pandemic, or the middle of 2020 anyway.
Yeah.
It was November of 2020, I think. Charity and I are having this conversation, and we're having this conversation about gender and sexuality. And she poses the question to me. I'm talking about there's this certain type of clothes that I'm looking at that I'm like, oh, this looks really cool, but I'm like, I don't think I should wear that. It was a certain brand of clothes that's primarily, if you looked at their website, the models were primarily butch lesbians. And
Uh-huh.
so I was
Yeah.
kind of like, these are really cool clothes, but I can't wear these. And Charity was kind of like, well, why don't you think you can wear these? And I was like, well, I don't want to I don't want to go into someone else's space. I don't want to take up their whatever. And she
Culturally appropriate.
right,
something.
right,
Or yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And she was like, "That's not really how clothes works here." She's like, "You can do whatever you want." And she was kind of like, "Also, do you think you might be non-binary?" And kind of the same thing because like we had some like non-binary friends, but they were mostly like kind of masculine assigned female birth folks or like people who were very androgynous looking. And I'm like, no,
Sure.
no one's getting confused with my gender, by
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And again, she was kind of like, that's not really how that works. And so like we started talking about it. I was like, maybe I do identify as this. And there was like different things in my life about like the way I like related to women or the way I like kind of the way I had kind of like perceived myself this whole time
Yeah.
that I realized that like, oh, like maybe there's something here. So then we decided like I would kind of try um like some different pronouns and stuff and see how I felt about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like kind of came out as non-binary there. And so in this same conversation about non-binary being queer, and then she was kind of like, "Well, I have something I want to tell you." And I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "I'm bisexual." And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of figured you probably were." And it was like
So, so it wasn't a surprise to you at that
it
point.
wasn't. No, she was kind of like, I've been holding that in like for a year, like because I was afraid to tell you. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, like there's times we'll be at like a party and you'll have a few too many drinks and you'll like hit on our female friends and like I was like, I kind of figured, there's probably something there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we both kind of came out together and then like
Yeah.
we kind of started working that out together. Um And then it was about a year later where we came to the point where we were like, this is something we should explore.
Yeah.
Because we got married, I was 23 and she was 21.
Yeah.
Like
Very
Yeah.
young. Yeah.
yeah, like
When
we
you,
were
sorry to interrupt,
pretty good.
but I want to just get it before we go too far. When you came out as just for the listeners and us old guys that are trying to
Yeah,
understand, still non-binary,
yeah.
um, when you say you tried out pronouns, did you switch then from he, him to they, them at that point?
I did. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
okay. So like I switched around a little bit.
Uh-huh.
It's like we hadn't gotten to this point yet. So by the way, so like, sorry, I'm throwing this on you now.
No,
But
no, no. Yeah.
Oh.
we so like we were at the time we were like we'll kind of try it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I would try out with friends. I was kind of like, hey, if you could like throw a they in every once in a while, let's see how this like
Just
feels. Like
sprinkle it in at
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
right, exactly. Like so
Yeah.
I was like primarily he him.
Mhm.
But then I was like every once in a while someone would be like they, and I was kind of like that feels like really nice.
It
So
feels
like
right.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So like so yeah, so like people so like and then I slowly kind of went from like so like I would say my pronouns were he, they. So like
Okay.
either one of those you could use would be fine. And then like I don't know, a little bit in I was like maybe they, he, so like they is kind of more preferred, but like
Okay. They comes first, but he
right.
is, but
Yeah.
when you say they, he, him, them is also
Right.
interchangeable, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Sure. Yeah,
Stupid question, but I think
no, not at all.
dummies will be like, well, what's the difference? Maybe there's not a difference. Maybe there is. I think
Right,
that's
right,
why I ask it, just to say like, but I think for me, my whole thing is always just like, I can't fathom what that feels like. So I'm not going to judge and be mad that you feel like that and
right,
that felt right for you. And I think
right,
that's what's important to talk about. This is what nobody seems to talk about. Nobody takes the time to like, let's just talk about this a little bit. Like
right.
it made you had a feeling there. Something resonated inside you that
Yeah.
felt comfort for you. And you
Yeah.
had to try it to
Right.
know. And that's the other thing. You always hear people like, these young kids are going to change their pronouns and then they
Right.
can't ever go back. And then it's all, they can go back. Who cares? Like let them
Yeah.
figure out. They can go back. Like everything's fine. Like just relax.
Yeah.
Like, so to me that's just interesting to hear someone talk about how their discovery was and why pronouns are important. I think there's so many people like,
Yeah.
I'm not using pronouns. Okay, so
Yeah.
so you're not gonna use any pronouns at
Right.
all? Like it's like whatever.
Right.
So anyway, that whole thing. So that I
Right.
just think it's important to talk and understand. And I feel like the more we talk about it, and so
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, my kids are teaching me all the time because they're, it's not new to them. All their friends are something or other and
Right.
whatever, and just the difference between.
Well, I mean, it's not new to them. It's not. I don't think it's giving.
Not that it's
credence
new to us,
their
but-
yeah, but no, not giving. They're exploring. They're on
Right.
that forefront. They're discovering.
right.
So with their level of open communication, that's how we set that tone.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. But my kids look at me like, you dumbass. This is
Well,
this
that's
is what
kids do.
non-binary. This is what
Yeah.
like. And I'm like, okay, I get them mixed up. What the things are, and the because there's a new. It's probably not new, but there's one that's.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I can't remember now what it is. Well, it's poly, and then there's
There's
not
polyamorous, and
non-binary,
there's
but
pansexual.
there's pansexual. That's the one
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
well, but there's a different one, isn't there? So pansexual means you're attracted to the person, not the sex, right?
Right. Yeah.
But isn't there one where you don't have a sex yourself at all? Like you're not
Is that asexual?
maybe is that even a thing anymore?
Asexual is more like asexual is more like you don't have sexual attraction, or the way you experience sexual attraction is not.
I thought there was like a different name for that now or something.
For asexual, not for
Yeah.
asexual. Then there's like aromantic,
Okay, maybe
like
that's
which is a whole other thing where it's like where like you don't experience. You might have sex with people, but you don't like
I
have
don't like it.
but you enjoy the sexual connection, but you don't really.
Well, no, you
don't really have romantic.
you enjoy the workout,
Gotcha.
but you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't catch the feels.
you enjoy the workout. Yeah, that's kind of really okay.
You enjoy the workout, but you don't catch.
But yeah, I would
the
say like
feels.
there is like a non. I don't know if there's a term for it. I honestly don't know. But there is like a term of like there's all types of like non-binary or genderqueer or like and all of them have subtle differences that honestly I'm not always sure what they are.
Yeah, right. So
some people are like genderqueer, gender fluid, non-binary, and like some of that means different things to different people.
Yeah, gender fluid is hard for me to grasp, I think. And then so when you say, I would say because originally at the beginning of the podcast you said you came out as queer, is that different than? Is that just? I guess because we have all the letters LGBTQ.
Right.
Queer, does that cover everything? Like kind of like I'm just not straight.
Right.
Is that right?
So it's kind of become shorthand for like an umbrella term for
Okay.
anyone who falls under the LGBTQ
Gotcha.
like, kind of like
Okay.
umbrella as a whole. So like queer has kind of become shorthand for that.
Right.
However, some people do use it very specifically. So people will use queer as opposed to like I do use the term queer as opposed to like not that I won't use the term gay, but I will use the term gay less often because like gay for most people means you are specifically attracted to the same sex as you.
Right.
I am actually pansexual and I'm attracted to all sexes.
Everything. Okay, all sex. Gotcha.
Which is
so,
what I've
but
learned.
pansexual and bisexual, I think it's where I get confused. Like, what's
I honestly, to me, they're interchangeable, but they aren't to everyone. So I don't like. It's one of those that it is kind of like per person. Like you kind of have to ask them to define it. Is kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
Which is also how I feel about queer as a whole. Is like what does queer mean to you? Because it means different things to different people.
Yeah, I guess that's in general. The whole thing is about accepting someone. So let's just accept somebody no matter what they want to. Whatever they feel or whatever they say.
Frankly, whatever makes them hard or wet isn't really your fucking business unless it's you.
That's the whole thing.
If you're the one making them hard or wet, then it involves you. Other than that,
hard or wet, that's real creepy for some reason.
Oh no,
but you're right.
I'm sorry. All right, real quick. I am horribly reductionist, and it's not meant to be offensive. And I am inherently creepy.
That's like it's to the heart of it.
But that's the thing. Like once we're talking about this so long, and then we're like, I don't give a fuck who anybody wants to fuck. Like I really don't want to know. It's none of my business. Like why do I need to know what my friend or my son's friend what he wants to fuck? Like I don't care what he wants to. Like I don't want to know.
Right.
Like to the point you get to like. what do you jerk off to? Like, I don't know. I don't care. Like, I don't want to know what
Right.
this guy walking down the Home
Yeah.
Depot aisle jerks off to. Like, who cares? Like, why do
Right.
we care?
Yeah, that's I wasn't even at Home Depot and I work at Ace. I don't know, man.
But I mean, just that's the thing. Is like,
Oh,
what are we doing here? What do we care?
Right,
Like,
right.
what?
fucking distracting ourselves so rich people can make more money.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're all hating
Because
each
that's the
other.
point of America.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's like,
On
Yeah,
your
again, like,
knees and
yeah.
accept your
fuck whoever you
God.
want.
Yeah, but again, like same thing, like very reductionist for like trans and non-binary people. Like, do I really need to know at the end of the day what type of genitals you have? You know, like
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
that's it. Like, were you born a? Well, I'm trans. Oh, were you born a boy and then a girl, or
right,
were you born?
right,
Why am I asking? Well, who
right,
cares? Like, is
right.
it
Who cares?
gonna affect anything that we
Right,
do? Like,
right,
so why do I care what you know what?
Yeah, well, I mean, I care in the fact that we're human and I
right.
respect people's stories. If you
Yeah,
want to share it with me,
right.
fucking
Yeah,
outstanding. That's
and
how
I will gladly
understanding
accept
works.
you. I didn't
Right.
know that
Yeah,
you were trans,
Yeah.
but I would accept you if you weren't, or if
Yeah.
you are. But please
right,
know that, is all I care about. Like, so just,
right. Yeah.
I
And
guess.
that's why he wears the Cobra shirt.
That's what I'm wearing Cobra because destroy
I
all.
did notice. Yeah, I did notice halfway through that you were wearing a Cobra shirt, which
Yeah, yeah.
it made me happy.
I loved GI Joe growing up, and
That
I
was my
think
shit growing up, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
that's a weird thing. Like, I often think about why did I love GI Joe so much? It was Army men or whatever, but it was
Right.
I don't give a shit about the military. I've never been a
No, you
gun. I've
never
never
did,
owned a
dude.
gun. I've never wanted to own a gun. But
Right.
for me, it
You've
was
never like
it was always the characters. Like I love that they had all these
yeah.
characters, and they all had
Fucking
different
their file cards.
personalities,
Grunt
and
was from
Right.
Columbus, Ohio.
yeah, they
Right.
have backstories. And it's
No.
like
Right.
I
Stalker
like
was from
theater.
Detroit,
Like,
Michigan.
But
I
also
didn't care about them
objectively,
fighting. Yeah. What's that?
objectively, those were some gay ass characters.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
They were
Gung-ho.
they were
Yeah.
like neon colors.
Yeah.
No,
They all dressed
Well, and
like
Gung Ho the Marine was wearing like a
that gung
half
ho.
Yeah.
vest, like he's
But I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
come on.
this
yeah,
is
they were gay.
yeah.
Well,
If
that's
the
Power
if
top
if
right there.
yeah, exactly.
power
It was
top.
like the village people plus the art,
I feel like
plus
if
your
you look back at
adolescents.
all of our pop culture from Gen X, it's all so much like closeted gay
Well, I
stuff.
mean,
I know
Right,
it's like
yeah.
everything.
yeah,
Like Pee Wee's Playhouse is
so many fucking
just so gay.
rainbows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Look at the rainbows, Rainbow Bright, and
Well, I
like
mean, the whole all that Lisa Frank shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
all
true.
that Lisa Frank shit.
But anyway, that said, yeah, great. Okay, so
And one
that's
more
really
thing
cool.
about the
Yeah,
whole
go ahead.
GI Joe being the gayest thing. Sorry, just
Yeah.
one more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You go for it.
Venture Brothers. Just check it out. They have a wonderful riff
on GI
on
Joe.
on GI Joe,
Okay.
and
I've
the
never
whole.
watched Venture Brothers, and I've
It's
heard
worth the
a
time.
lot of good things.
It's
Yeah.
worth the time.
Yeah.
It's worth
I
the time to
like-
do it.
It's worth the time to check it out.
Okay.
You
Cool.
know.
So,
That's it.
Adrian, now tell us about. Let me just give you a chance to plug some things because I know you.
Yeah,
you
dude.
have performances. I think you were
Yeah.
just weren't you just at the Evening Muse doing a performance or somewhere? You did a one man show or a
Yeah, I did. So I did that at Boom at the
Boom Festival.
Boom, yeah, the Boom Fringe Festival. I did my first one man show, yeah. So yeah, so I kind of my storytelling kind of became I started doing poetry.
Yeah.
Then actually I did start doing comedy about a year and a half ago.
Oh, stand up. Yeah, you did
So I
stand
started
up
doing stand-up,
somewhere.
yeah. So I did stand up. So I started doing stand up about a year and a half ago, and I'm a very much a I very much agree with you. It took me a while to get into stand up, but I would tell funny stories. Like I
Yeah.
would get up at the storytelling event and I
Yeah.
would tell a funny story, or I would tell it in a funny way. But it was much less. There's a lot less pressure with it, because
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
what you said about like the way it was judged. It was
Right.
judged differently. Like it was like because I just got
Yeah.
up and told the story, and I just happened to be funny,
Right.
like them being like it's supposed to be a joke and then a joke and then a joke.
Right.
So anyway, so then I got into doing stand up through that. And so I performed I was at the Queen City Comedy Experience last year. I
Yeah.
performed a couple of sets.
Yeah.
And then I kind of brought it all together because I've been performing poetry and storytelling and comedy kind of all separately the last few years.
Yeah.
And I brought it all together into the one person show. in
Nice.
end of April at the Boom Fringe Festival. And
Okay.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's
yeah,
fucking sweet.
So was that your first time performing at the Boom Festival, the Fringe?
so I did like a 15-minute set last year.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so this time was my first time doing like I did like an hour long theatrical production with like costume changes
Oh,
and
cool.
Ooh.
Do
stuff.
you
So
do you, tell me a little bit about Boom because I've heard of it. I have a lot of friends that performed in it.
yeah.
I love Fringe festivals. I don't know why I just haven't gone to it. I just haven't found the time. Is it a thing where you have to apply to be in it? Do you have to
Yeah.
audition or how's that work?
Yeah, you submit to be in it. So you like
Mm.
submit like you give a breakdown of your show and then you send them, like whatever 10 minutes of
Gotcha.
performance or whatever you have.
And then you can
Uh,
charge. Do you charge for your show?
yeah, so they have a few different stages. They have like a few stages that are kind of outdoor. So it's usually like outdoors. This time it was like in the university area.
Yeah.
They've done it like at North End or
Yeah.
some other places. But like they'll have like a few different stages that are free. So you can
Yeah.
go to the event and experience a lot for free because there's like
Yeah.
several stages. So you can just walk around and do that. But then they have the individual theaters that are kind of their fringe performers. Which like was super excited. Like there was only a few like hour long one person shows. So like I felt very honored that I got to be a part of it.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
really cool.
That
yeah.
is
So
cool.
yeah, and then there was like so we sold tickets. I did three different shows over the weekend, over a 3-day weekend.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it was super cool.
And you don't have to stand in the back and hold a tip jar, or do you do that? Do you?
That's
Because that's what I went to Edinburgh one year, Fringe
Oh my
Festival. I was
God,
like,
that's awesome.
I fell in love with it. I was like, this is so cool. I wish we do this in Charlotte, and we do, and I just don't go to it. Like, what am I doing? And that's one of these things. Like, why am I so tired? I'm like, I'd rather. Oh, but I can just sit on my couch
Yeah.
instead, and I do that. But it's like I need to get out and do that. But
Yeah.
because I went to Edinburgh, I got to see what we have, and I
Yeah.
really need to be part of it. But everything at Edinburgh there was a lot of free stuff. Some stuff cost a little bit, but at the end of every show, I did most of the comedy stuff. Comedians are
Yeah.
always holding a bucket at the door, so you have to walk past the comedian
Yeah.
and not give them money if you can do that, which is very difficult to do. And I was like, I hate that part of it. That's what I don't like about Fringe.
Oh yeah,
Having to walk.
I really want to go to Edinburgh.
Yeah, you got to do it if you've been part of Fringe and you love Fringe. Like it's really worth it. It's a different thing, but maybe I need to see. Once I see next year's because it's in spring. Is that what it is? And
Yeah, so it's
uh,
April. It's like end of April every year.
good times. Yeah,
It's like there's a good amount of dance. There's a lot of different cultural dancing.
yeah,
Always really cool. There's a good amount of poetry and spoken word. Usually, I mean, there's always some like kind of comedy or improv. It's definitely not like heavy on that for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. I have
Uh,
friends who do dance every year in it that
yeah,
are dancers. Steve, that's what you need to come visit. You come visit
okay.
Charlotte,
All
and we'll
right.
go to Fringe. Like that'll
We'll go to
make me go
Fringe
because you're here. Yeah, we're going to
because I'm
Boom
here.
Fest. Oh, Boom
Okay.
Fest. Yeah. I mean, you'll come for that, so that'll make me go. You know what I mean?
Oh, all right. All right.
So like you're
Good
coming to
idea.
visit
No, yeah.
for this festival.
Coming for, all right. Well,
Yeah, and
now we
we'll
got a
just spend our
schedule.
time up
Now
there
we
and
got a
go.
time period.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
April.
Yeah.
So next April. That's our
Nice. Next
what we're
April.
for.
yeah, totally.
That's
Next
perfect.
Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
I'll
is
just
awesome. So, and now your current job, you're an IT guy, you're
I'm in
in.
IT. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My job is the least interesting thing, I think. I don't like it's what I do to pay bills,
Yeah.
like I'm not
exactly. The
doing
check's clear, dude.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah,
a
so
roof over
like
your head,
my
a full
focus
belly.
yeah. My focus has been like so I host a lot of shows.
Nice.
I have a queer variety show like that I do at Petra's once every couple months.
Yeah.
Nice.
I put together it's me and a friend of mine, we do like a variety show / makers market that we put together
Okay.
Cool.
once every couple months. And yeah, I feel like I got the bug from doing the one person show and I'm gonna try to do that more.
Yeah.
So I'm performing
That's
that
beautiful.
a couple times more over the next couple of months.
That's great.
kind of like looking to more fringe festivals, and I don't know. At this point, I love doing like comedy festivals. I love
Yeah.
doing like so like I'm gonna look at more like comedy festivals and poetry festivals and fringe
Well,
festivals.
I do a monthly stand-up show down in Waxhaw. I don't know if
Oh,
you
yeah.
come down this far, but at Middle
Oh,
James
cool.
Brewery. So
Yeah.
we 15 minutes. So I'm booked through August right now, but if
Yeah.
September, if you want to do a 15-minute
Yeah.
spot,
Yeah, I would love to.
I would love to have you come down.
We're
But
we're out in Waxhaw.
you know where Middle James Brewery is? It's the
Yeah, yeah,
it was Dream Chasers. Yeah. So
yeah.
they built a comedy room, like their back room where they used to brew when it was Dream Chasers. They cleaned that out and made it an event space. And I happened to pop in there right as they
Drink
were
there.
taking over. And I was like, hey, if you want to do a comedy show here, let me know. I know every comedian in town, you know. And so we started this back in November. And so we called they renamed the room the Comedy Bay because the comedy show has been so successful down there. So
Nice.
I
That's awesome.
host it and then I book it and then I pay all the comedians a little bit and so it's a really good room. So if you're willing to come down,
Yeah. When's your next one?
the next one is actually next Thursday. It's the first Thursday of the month. So the next one we have Cousin Clyde. Uh, is that Cousin Clyde or is that July? Cousin Clyde, yeah, is headlining June. July is I'm not sure, and then August I can't remember. Is Paul Snyder? Do you know Paul Snyder? Um,
I think I know Paul, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so I do like I think, and then they just started an open mic. So whoever does the best at the open mic, they get the opening slot for 10 minutes. And I hired three 15-minute comedians and then a 25-minute comedian gets a little more money. But it's a good audience because I think people are like, can't believe there's comedy in Waxhaw. And so they come
Yeah,
and it's a really good room. It's like
I-
they put up lights and they turn off, they close they make it dark and they have lights. They have a DJ that gives intro music on
I-
vinyl. It's a really cool room that they built. So the people there
Nice,
really
dude.
care about it. So they've made this like
That's fucking cool.
yeah. Every
That's what
time
you need, man.
every comedian leaves and is like, this is like a don't tell comedy show. This is like a good show. Why is this in Waxhaw? I'm like, because I live here. And I can walk here and these guys and really the bar really participates. Like they make it good. Like
that's the thing that makes a difference. I have
yeah,
a man, I like comedy open mics can be
they can be bad.
brutal. They're so
Yeah.
bad.
Well, this
Like,
one started as an open mic and now it's mine is a booked show
oh, I love that. Yeah,
because
yeah.
I told him I was like, if you're gonna charge tickets, you got to pay everybody. So I don't let it just anybody do it. But then they started an open mic because I turned mine from an open mic into a book show. So now they do an open mic, and an open mic is just like every other show. Like it's just kind of. So last time I had to go to it and like pick one person, I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know, I can find anybody because just anybody will go to an open mic.
right,
And then they try, people are trying stuff at an open mic too. So
right,
sometimes it's like, Eesh, that didn't work.
right.
But I found somebody good, and I'm meeting more people. Anyway, that said, we'll have you down, and we'll
Yeah, I'd love to
cut
come
off.
check it out.
Come check it out Thursday if you want, and then just to see the room, and then like I can put you on. I think in September. Actually, I might have a spot in July, but it's July 3rd, and nobody wants to do that. But this has been great though. Like I feel like I
Uh,
really know you and your backstory.
I've enjoyed
Uh,
meeting you. That's
yeah,
very
yeah.
cool.
I
it's
don't know
great.
why I thought you were a Mormon.
Maybe you just were giving off a Mormon vibe that
Don't
day.
give off morbid vibes, maybe.
I don't know. Not from
Honestly-
this distance, but I don't know what Mormon vibes are outside of a suit.
Well, when you're not, when you're not religious at all, like
Right. They just
it all
blend
kind of
together.
like
Yeah, no, it does,
evangelical, Mormon,
yeah,
Scientology,
and
it's all brainwashing. It's like
the
what's the
intensity of
difference?
an evangelical or a Baptist can
Right.
feel
No,
like have that Mormon energy because there's
Right.
like an intensity with them.
Yeah,
right. No, that's how I feel now. Because I feel like back in the day, I would have been like, Mormon, that's crazy. Now I'm like, I mean, it's all.
it's all
I mean,
crazy.
yeah,
It's
dude.
all crazy. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sad about like the relationships that you've lost because of it, but I feel happy for you because I feel like you've escaped something that's very uh very bad for the health of
Well,
everyone.
yeah,
Like
no,
psyche,
it's
bad for the
just
psyche. It's not accepting, and
bad
and
for the
you've
heart, bad
yeah.
for the mind.
So I
Yeah,
think
good for the soul.
Yeah.
The relationships I've gained are
Much
far
better.
more than the relationships.
And
Are worth it,
what stayed with you from the church is what's important. Love, fellowship, charity,
Performance. Yeah.
wife, and not abstract noun.
Well, then, I love that Charity and you are so close, and that you've done this. You've grown probably even closer together, and then you're involved with her family and the kids. Like, do the kids call you uncle? Or what?
Yeah, I like I'm their godparent.
Okay.
Oh,
So they call
good.
me auntie.
Oh,
Which
that's
is
fucking beautiful.
the oldest one came up with that because he asked Alexa what a non-binary term for uncle or aunt was.
And it's auntie.
Alexa said auntie, and he was
Auntie. I love
That
auntie. I
works,
didn't know that
man.
was a thing. Auntie.
yeah,
That's
yeah, so
awesome.
yeah,
See,
that's
these
something.
kids, this generation of kids is going to be so far past.
Yeah,
They're
seriously.
going to be dumbfounded that we struggled with any of this.
Yeah,
That which is good. You can't stop progress. You can only fight it. Slowly fight it. Like try to stamp it down. Progress will keep going. So
Change is the only constant.
yeah.
We
Well,
move towards light. We move towards love. Boom.
I feel like
Well,
now we've come to the point where Adrian, you get to choose. It's time to unfriend, or are we going to continue this friendship, this Facebook
I think
friendship?
we'll keep it going. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, see? That
We've,
works.
we've kept another friend. Yeah. No, it's been a pleasure getting to know you,
It's been
man.
great.
Like I
Yeah,
really
dude,
feel like I
thank
know you
you.
now.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you
no,
for
it's been
sharing,
great
man.
catching up. Yeah, and Steve, great to meet you, and thanks for listening to my entire life story.
Oh, no problem, dude. Thanks for
Thanks for
sharing,
telling your life
man.
story. I know not everybody
I'm
wants to
glad
do
to be
this,
here.
but
Exactly. That's like
yeah,
fucking I say it a lot because I believe it. Sharing is caring.
it
Yeah,
really is
You
100%.
caring.
know? Yeah.
And this will be
The more we share our stories, the more we understand each other, and more we understand the fucked up world we live in.
Exactly. Because that's the
exactly
only
it.
truth is that it's a fucked up world.
Yeah.
Always has been, probably always gonna be.
Yeah, and this, for the record, is being recorded June 1st, 2025. So I almost want to say, like, we don't even know the next 20 crazy fucking things that are going to happen probably yet. That's why I put that. This will be released sometime early 2029, probably. Just kidding. So I will try to get. But this is the first one that is its own podcast because this started as a sub-series of American Timelines, and now it's its own friend check on the Queen City Podcast Network. But this is the first one that we've recorded since we've known it's going to be its own podcast. It just took us a while to get to it because we were all so busy. We've been trying to schedule this for a long time. So thanks for being
Yeah.
patient, Adrian. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Thank you for hanging in with us, man. I appreciate it.
Sure. It was great talking to y'all.
Yeah. Well,
Good.
have a good Sunday night, and thank you for doing this. And friendship.
Yeah, friendship, man.
Friendship.
Joe drinks beer, still smokes weed. They're asking Facebook friends who do you really be? What was your high school mascot? It's a friend check. Let's go deep and explore. Are we just acquaintances or something more? Let's find out. Let's open the friendship door. It's the Friend Check Podcast, motherfucker. Who the hell are you? Why are we friends? Should we keep this going or is it time for this to end? It's the Friend Check Podcast, motherfucker.
Check out historyforjerks.com for some other cool content. American Timelines, the Nerd School podcast, the Deborah Jo Ruppyverse, and the Gruff and Loud Show. Plus a cool shirt shop with fun nostalgic merch. You can order a Gordon Jump zip pouch or a Ralph Mouth shower curtain. Only a dipshit wouldn't want a Ralph Mouth shower curtain.
History for jerks. You're the jerk. We think that history, mother.